When it comes to Beastars, there are 5 main diets. I might start every video like that now. Let's begin. I actually quite like that. I might actually do that now. The obvious 3 are Herbivore, Carnivore, and Omnivore. But there are actually 2 other groups in the Beastars world, as well as a certain aspect of the Beastar diet, which is super cool, but also super weird. Not to mention stuff like gelatin-based products, which... how do they fit into the Beastars world? And how do they find all the space to grow all the food? Let's dissect that, shall we? So let's talk about the Beastars food system. As I just mentioned, within the series, there are 5 diets.
Have you ever even once thought about the lives of the herbivores that end up in that drink you're selling? Or do they mean nothing to you?
The first group are the Carnivores, and they are probably the most interesting and complex group, but let's run through the other categories first, because a lot more is to be said about Carnivores than any other group.
Cheers to herbivores.
The second group are the Herbivores, and they are the easiest to explain as they are herbivores, and as their name suggests, they exist as a herbivore diet. Fruit, veg, berries, soy products, you know, a herbivore diet. However, in a world populated by humanoid animals, where do they find the space to grow enough vegetables and fruit to sustain their population? While herbivores can technically eat meat if they wanted to, as seen by Louis in the 2nd season, their stomachs cannot digest the meat and they will end up making themselves sick. Just as herbivores can technically eat meat, we as humans can technically eat raw meat, but it's not advised, and in the vast majority of cases, won't do any good, despite what some may claim.
In order to break this cycle, I continue to eat only bamboo grass and work out a lot.
The third group is Omnivores, and Omnivores are, in essence, the bisexuals of the Beastars world. This video is going to get weird, by the way. They have both the desire to eat meat and the desire to eat veg, where they can survive off one or the other, or a mixture of both. However, in a world where the meat you eat is that's fun to say, is a sentient living life form that you can interact with, most land-based omnivores who appear in the series outside of those as background characters in the back alley market opt for a herbivore diet, or rather a octo-lacto vegetarian diet. I think that's what it's called. This is because, 1, to eat meat is a crime where if you are caught, it will affect the rest of your life and every interaction you will have going forward.
Eating meat of any kind at school would be considered a serious crime. As a matter of fact, even outside of school, the shops will never serve meat to anyone.
So even if an omnivore did want to eat meat, either due to fear, social standing, or the self-preservation, they would most likely opt for a herbivore diet and just secretly crave the meat. Just as becoming a criminal would most likely pay a lot better than a socially acceptable job, if given the choice between the two, one would most likely pick the safer option that pays less but offers much more stability in the long run, as opposed to the more dangerous short-term career that pays much higher but is far more risk. And 2, they can comfortably live off a herbivore diet. Again, if offered the choice between a comfortable job that you can sustain yourself on for the rest of your life, or a one-time, possibly highly lucrative but illegal job, most would probably choose the comfortable, legal job because the possibility that at any time that one thing you did can bite you in the ass even years after you did it and destroy the rest of your life, because a lot of countries in the world do not have a statute of limitation on their crimes, which means, yes, if they wanted to, that Tesco meal deal that you accidentally forgot to pay for and end up stealing when you were 18 can get you charged with shoplifting 10, 20, 30, or even 50 years from now. Of course, such a case would go nowhere and be immediately thrown out, but don't shoplift. And if you can live comfortably within the hand of the law, why would you risk it? On top of which, in a world where regardless of whether it's a crime or not, many will treat you in a discriminatory manner for liking meat, many will solely stick to a herbivore diet. Do you think I was being too subtle with that metaphor? Moving away from the metaphors for a few moments, there are also omnivores who unknowingly ingest meat products, such as Canis, which contains blood bone, and awakens the meat lover inside them. Didn't I just say I was moving away from the metaphors? The fourth group are the hybrids, which are the asexuals of the Beastars World, probably. Where, as the name suggests, hybrids are creatures born of a carnivore and a herbivore, not to be mistaken with a crossbreed, which are children born of two different species, but both are of the same appetite, i.e. two different carnivores or two different herbivores or two different omnivores. While all hybrids are crossbreeds, not all crossbreeds are hybrids, such as in the case of Liano, who is the child of two carnivores, Gosha, the Komodo dragon, and Toki, the wolf, which makes her a crossbreed. Whereas all hybrids are crossbreeds, such as in the case of Melon, who is the child of a herbivore and a carnivore, a leopard and a gazelle, making him a hybrid. Even though all hybrids would be considered omnivores, as far as we're ever told in the series, due to having the innate attraction to only herbivores from their herbivore side and only carnivores from their carnivore side, hybrids have zero sexual interest in anyone.
I was robbed of the taste buds of both herbivore and carnivore. No matter how much flavor I add, no matter when or what I eat, everything turns to ash in my mouth. I have no appetite, I have no libido. I can't expose my face or body to anyone without terrifying them.
Though this could be easily contested, as the only adult hybrid we ever meet in the series is Melon, who is a sociopath, and it's unclear if the lack of sexual attraction is due to his genealogy or neurology. But that's a subject for another day, as we're talking about the food system in this video. Due to hybrids having both the attributes of carnivores and herbivores, all food tastes disgusting to them, as eating a herbivore diet disagrees with the carnivore taste buds, and eating a carnivore diet disagrees with the herbivore taste buds, having the series explain the taste of food as ash in their mouth, regardless of whether they're eating meat or plant.
I was robbed of the taste buds of both herbivore and carnivore. No matter how much flavor I add, no matter when or what I eat, everything turns to ash in my mouth.
Because of this, while they are technically omnivores, who can digest either a carnivore or herbivore diet, either diet will taste vile to them, meaning all food tastes disgusting. However, we do not know if this is a standard for all hybrids. While we do know more hybrids do exist, as seen by the hybrid kindergarten, Melon is the only hybrid we ever actually hear from in their own experience in the series. So it could be that Melon just drew the genetic bad luck lottery and can't enjoy either, whereas another hybrid won the genetic lottery and can enjoy both a herbivore and carnivore diet, or having the outward appearance of their herbivore side but the internal organs of their carnivore side, or vice versa. Though this is pure speculation on my half, and it seems more likely that due to having the taste buds of both, all hybrids do most likely suffer from all food tasting like ash. And finally, there's the fifth group. The ocean-based diet, who live in an omnivore society based around the circle of life where carnivoricity is considered a norm. I don't think carnivoricity is a real word. I keep using it, but I don't think it's a real word.
In the ocean, a big fish will eat the smaller fish, and then a bigger fish will come and eat that big fish. Then eventually that bigger fish will die. Then all the tiny fish and plankton come to eat that. All the creatures of the sea, we must eat and we must be eaten. We must eat and we must be eaten. This is how we're all connected. Down there, the word devouring does not exist. This is the harmony that everybody lives within.
The circle of life. I'm sure you've watched Lion King. Despite this, the land and ocean-based creatures do coexist to an extent, such as ordering food from the surface, which I have many questions. How do you... My phone's not working underwater. They also have a money-based currency and interact with land dwellers. However, despite having sentience and being evolved enough to communicate through a language, fish are depicted as their fish version, as opposed to the humanoid fish being akin to the rest of the land-based species we see in the series. Though seriously, hi, I'd like to order a Domino's. I guess you know the language, but how does the phone work underwater? My phone goes underwater, suddenly it doesn't work. I don't know. The ocean-based people would be the polyamorous branch of the Beastars World. I don't think that's quite accurate, actually. They'd be more like the bisexual pineapple lovers. I don't know. A metaphor towards sexuality doesn't really work towards ocean-based life forms. They'd be the Yeah, actually, no, yeah. Bisexual pineapple lovers. I think that they love their upside down pineapple cake. I think that's... I don't fucking know, man. And of course, on the subject of fish meat, which legitimately makes absolutely no sense and was clearly just a conclusion to a question that fish meat makes no sense, man. So, I made a video talking about that subject. And if you want to hear about that, check out this video about how fish meat makes absolutely no sense. Or you can check out how a meat substitute would be the worst idea in the Beastars world. Or if you want to hear about how the Beastars menu actually works, check out this video down here. All these 3 videos are about how the food works in Beastars. Some of them make sense, some of them doesn't. See you next time.